Starting this out with some breaking news and a warning. This story contains details of alleged child sexual abuse and other serious sexual offences. Police investigating a Melbourne childcare worker accused of scores of child sex crimes have charged a second man with serious offences, including bestiality. Michael Simon Wilson of Wyndham Vale is also facing charges related to child abuse material and sex offences. That's according to the Melbourne Magistrates Court. Well, the Victorian Government has launched an urgent review into safety at childcare centres, and questions are being raised about checks and oversight after yesterday's shocking revelations of alleged sexual abuse by a Victorian childcare worker. Reporter Stephanie Ferry joins us now live from Melbourne. Steph, we've just had that breaking news in just a few moments before we came on air. Can you just take us through it?
Yes, good afternoon, Ros. This is incredibly distressing for so many parents out here in Victoria to discover that police have now charged that second man. Now, as you mentioned, his name is Michael Simon Wilson. He is of Wyndham Vale, and we understand that these charges are completely separate to those that are being faced by Joshua Dale Brown, the 26-year-old from Point Cook, who was the subject of the initial police investigation. Police have said that the two men aren't known to each other. However, we aren't aware in what capacity at this stage.
We've just heard from Victoria's Premier. What did she have to say?
Yes, so she, of course, reiterated how heartbroken she was for the families of these alleged victims and how difficult and a distressing time it is for parents across the board in Victoria. And she has actually announced that they are going to move forward with a ban on electronic personal devices in childcare centres across Victoria. Now, this previously was a voluntary code. It is now going to be enforceable with a penalty of a $50,000 fine to those childcare centre operators that do not carry out this ban, and that is going to come into effect in September. She furthermore announced that there was going to be a rapid review into the childcare sector as well. Now, this is separate to the independent regulator, or the early childhood regulator, who is launching an urgent investigation into the conduct of those operators of childcare centres where Joshua Dale Brown worked at, remembering that there were some 20 centres that he worked at over the course of those several years. Now, this review, she says, is going to be having a look at all of the regulatory framework and what might be able to be done for urgent safeguards. Now, this is going to have a new head for that review that will be announced at some stage this week, and they are anticipating that this short, sharp review will continue out and then give results which will be provided to the government by Friday the 15th of August. Now, that will look at situations and potential possibilities like installing CCTV at childcare centres. But this is what she had to say about those measures that she has urgently adopted now.
Families must be able to trust that their children are safe when they are placed in the care in childcare centres. And I will do everything in my power to make sure that parents can trust the system. I appreciate there is a substantial amount of work that is already underway across the Commonwealth and state and territory governments to strengthen the safety in the sector. Here in Victoria, though, I won't wait. Families cannot wait. More needs to happen now, and that is why, in acknowledging that there is work to create a national register of childcare workers, more needs to happen now, and why we will start building the Victorian register to give families an extra layer of checks and balances as soon as possible.
That's the Premier Jacinta Allen speaking there, and she has also announced a $5,000 immediate needs payment for affected families to be able to take that time off work and also assist with their children. And we've also heard from the Children's Services Minister, Lizzie Blanthorne, as well. She says that this is all part of discussions that have been involved with Jason Clare, the Federal Education Minister, as well as her state and territory counterparts. But she says clearly there is a much more needed approach in terms of it being a national framework and also national guidelines and enforcement. This is what she had to say.
There is national reform work underway, but as the Premier said, it is frustratingly slow, and this is something we have expressed over the past months and weeks, and certainly something that I expressed last Friday. We need to see tangible outcomes sooner.
So that's Lizzie Blanthorne, the Children's Services Minister, speaking there just a short time ago. And we also have been given a little bit of an update by Victoria's Chief Health Officer, Dr Christian McGrath, who says that testing is continuing for those 1,200 children that the health authorities have identified and recommended as requiring testing for infectious diseases.
Steph, thank you. And if this story has raised any issues for you, you can get help by calling the National Sexual Assault and Family Violence Counselling Helpline on 1800 RESPECT, which is 1800 737 732. And Kids Helpline offers free confidential counselling for young people between the ages of 5 to 25. Call 1800 55 1800 or visit their website.